work out for me.
Yeah, we head into a game and we're going to see how the teams move out here. Qhali quickly going to go towards the top area, and we can see their drawings on the minimap. They want to make a stab here, looking for a first blood over on the side of Infamous, not going for level 1 smoke up. So might be caught here. The Tiny is in vision. Oh, Jupiter.
He's looking to see if he can go and break some of the smoke, and he does do his purpose. They don't manage to get their hands on him, so...
Yeah.
A little risky, but definitely worth.
Runs away, and we see the value of that Watcher as well, right? If he ran low ground there and he didn't have the Watcher, then he would be, you know, unaware of the danger that was nearby. So bottom 2 runes, not looking to be contested that much by Qhali right now.
So which draft are you favoring out of both of these teams? Now that you've seen them both in action, and you can see, you know, what their skill looks like, plus the draft, how are you feeling? Which way is the wind blowing, Waga?
I honestly think Qhali by quite a lot.
Really?
I'm personally much happier with the way their draft shaped out and how they're running things. It's also, you know, I like the overall team fight they have. I like the execution of it. There's just a ton of damage as well. It's going to be very tough to organize the fights, and sort of the same issue that Infamous had in the last draft. You know, like, yeah, you have Tiny who can maybe jump in, and you have Kunkka who might be able to catch someone, but it just looks so much easier to start the fight on the side of Qhali in the big team fight scenarios.
That makes sense. Makes sense to me. I do like that they do have the Timber Saw this time around for the side of Infamous, just because this is a hero that they can kind of leave alone in the lane after it gets a couple levels, although they are in a very aggressive positioning here coming out from Qhali with the tri-lane right off the bat. So I have to be careful, but...
Yeah, sticking around for a long time, though, and even using the teleport to get back to the lane. You know, we see a lot of these tri-lane starts just waiting for a first blood and then using the portal to get back, but he actually opts to use the TP scroll to go and help out the bottom lane.
So how do you feel about Monty being on the gyrocopter? Do you think that's a waste, or do you think it's absolutely fine?
I think it will be interesting to see how it's going to play out. I would probably prefer to see Gyrocopter played just in an aggressive fighting manner, so looks like he should be able to do that.
I wasn't sure because, you know, they ended up with that Bloodseeker in the core position, and maybe that's just more comfortable for Kukahuk, but with the meta being what it is, it feels like Gyrocopter is just so incredibly strong. It almost feels... Could be, you know, said that it's a little bit of a waste to put it in that position.
It can be, but for the game it makes sense. Like, TB matches pretty well in the carry-to-carry matchup, and honestly I think Bloodseeker can be harder for TB to deal with. So this is just a switch-up. He will still be a support who can, you know, provide a lot of team fighting and burst. Whereas if he was carry, sure, it's pretty strong for the lane, but so is the Treant plus Bloodseeker here on top. They're completely fine.
I feel like neither one of these, like, I'm like looking at all the different lanes trying to figure out where is it most likely that we're going to see a kill, and I feel like it's very unlikely, right? Like, looking at these heroes, perhaps a rotation into the mid lane.
I think top lane. Yeah.
You think top lane for sure?
I think top is the one that's the most likely that we'll see someone push their limits a little bit too far, or maybe Timbersaw, you know, with this QW build that he has right now, finally getting a chance to catch the Treant.
Well, you can already see that Jupiter was expecting a lot of harass, has himself a healing cell, because you always have to be very mindful of that against a Bloodseeker who has thirst. Can't stay too low.
Yeah, dropping a little bit too low, and he just gets so strong on the Bloodseeker, and we can already see him just very comfortably CSing in this lane. But the same is true for Terrorblade. 18 CS for both the carries right now, but the offlaner's not having as good of a time.
It definitely feels a little quiet. I'm just seeing some slaps back and forth in this mid lane. Mr. Jeans, he's got himself the bottle online. Do you have the bottle on the Zeus? He's run out of... He's got one more charge left on it, but...
Yeah, this mid lane is, you know, just basically a farm trade. It's very hard to get any real advantage, but Kunkka should be able to withstand the harassment of the Zeus completely fine. At the same time, you can't really deny too well against the Arc Lightning, so... both of them getting a pretty good amount of CS here in the mid lane.
Looks like we have a short pause. This top lane, they managed to go and pull the creeps over to the side. Jupiter trying to keep tabs on everything while this is going on. Trying to avoid Louis punching him in the head, too.
Yeah, Lewis is so strong here in the laning stage, having the Orb of Venom and Treant being buffed up. The Nature's Grasp and Leech Seed here, he has to respect it, so backing all the way out. Can go mid and control the water rune instead.
Nothing like watching a tree punch a rock, right? Nature is so metal.
Nature.
We'll see that Leech Seed getting used over on Jupiter. That'll be Louise who grabs up that water rune, though. Slows him down with that grasp. Robozy making his way over. He's gonna hop up. They have enough damage. They've got
Blood grenade.
They need just a little bit more. Louise should be able to... it's gonna be Robozy. Man, Robozy getting the first blood in both these games. This one's a little bit later than the other one, but still feels good.
Yeah, it's really nice. Gonna put him closer towards that mana boots early timing. And that courier is gonna die to a tree and right click on top. The Timber Saw trying to get his Vanguard. Now, not gonna be able to get it as early, and we'll have to back up to purchase it manually as well. Once he has the gold for it.
And that doesn't feel super great, for sure. Timber just wants to vibe, man. He just wants to hang out in his lane, hit some creeps, harass a little bit.
There's definitely a whole vibe getting gone on by a Treant and Bloodseeker. Taking a bit of damage, getting pushed back. Bloodseeker has face boots. Like, he's actually doing pretty good damage with his auto attacks, even into a Timber Saw at this point.
Okay, I was like, that's interesting that Hermit TP's to the tower, but he did have himself a salve that was in his backpack that he just swapped over, so...
Yep.
I didn't think he had that. I was like,
Staying completely fine and even backpacking some items there. Mid lane, we see a move here again. The Gyrocopter trying to come in to maybe do some damage.
He's got the homing missile. They want to try to use it. But Mr. Jean's just safely underneath the tower. In fact, teleport over Jupiter just in case. And the TP's coming up top now from Mr. Jeans. You realize, Kukuk, you're really close to the tower, my friend. Let's throw a boat over on you and see if we can't do some more damage. But let's do a little bit more here. He's pretty fast. He's got the phase boots, like you said. He's still holding on to a Fairy Fire and, of course, that little Lotus. But they'll be able to get themselves a nice kill. So quick reaction thinking, seeing the rotation over to this mid lane and then immediately going top.
That was so close that he maybe could have lived there if he used his Fairy Fire, Healing Lotus, and Magic Wand.
Oh, Robozy!
Yeah, that's that extra bit of damage, and exactly why you don't like playing Terrorblade into this Zeus.
Mr. Jeans here. Nature's Grasp, slowing him down just a little bit, but again, Jupiter nearby still. A couple more punches from Louise. Gonna take a couple tower shots, but he's still fairly healthy.
Yeah, mid we see Zeus getting a bit of an edge here with these kills and with the TP back as well there. Oh, actually, the TP play from Mini is gonna cost him extra now. Doing the Walk of Shame back to lane as Terrorblades doesn't feel too good, and that's giving time for this Brewmaster to get closer to level 6. Once he hits level 6 as well, we'll see a lot of focus come down to his bottom lane.
Radiant are scanning.
A couple Wisdom Runes picked up. This does give them an opportunity, though, if the Brewmaster's playing too far forward. But again, it's not exactly the heroes that, especially with the meta down, you can't do super large amounts to Hermit currently with the Keeper of the Light. Look at this, Monty just walks right up next to him in the trees.
Yeah, we might see a little play under tower here with double range creep, but they're just gonna go for the pull instead. Get the farm and Caudle. All he can do is sit back and blast. We'll secure some of the creeps.
Better than none, that's for sure. About 40 seconds left on the Thunder God's Wrath, so won't be able to snipe anything just quite yet.
Treant is portaling down bottom as he will see the Terrorblade farming up in the jungle here, but he was also scanned out. They know that he's there. Caudle is sticking around to protect his TB, doesn't want him to die again.
Surprised we're not seeing more reactions coming down.
Here comes the move. The level 6 timing is very close on Brewmaster. Zeus is already here as well.
This is pretty scary if Hermit gets that last little bit of experience. Good blinding light buys Nuasha some time. They're diving pretty hard for this, although no one else is really in the position to Help him out. Yeah, there it is. There's that Zeus ulti. And it gives them the information, too. As Luis here, bottom lane, was taking a lot of damage. But now Mini, he's left all alone. He's only level 5. He does not have the Sunder. Mr. Jeans will be able to clean up on the support. But they've already lost Mini. And that's a pretty big deal. Luis still alive. He's got a toss over on Tiny. He'd go cutting down the forest, making it so they don't have any place to view. But now they've got the level 6 on Hermit. This is going to make this so much harder.
Yeah, they're using the Brewmaster ulti there to kind of protect them. Well, not using it, but, you know, the threat of the Brewmaster ulti. They don't want to dive in and take a fight here, so just going to back away. They are using Coddle to try and hold bottom, but a good takedown again. One more kill on the Terrorblade is really slowing down his timing and kind of give a little bit of an edge towards the Bloodseeker in the carry-to-carry matchup.
Urn of Shadows already online, and they're just rotating right back down again over on Calling. They grab up the Bounty Rune over on Robo Z, refill that bottle. They walk right past Nuages. Oh, Nuages. He's like, oh god, I do not want this. I thought you guys left. That's a very dead keeper of the light.
Yeah, he goes down, and they kind of know that Terrorblade has to be somewhere in the area farming, so they're just scanning for him. But Nuages, similar to playing his Venomancer, is, you know, just going into a dangerous positions and ends up being the one going down. Sure, he died, it's a bit of a feed, but it's so much better than losing your Terrorblade.
Yeah, they're making some really nice moves over on the side of Qhali.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, not too much tower damage being done as you have this Kunkka mid. He can't really pressure tower super fast, so with these multiple moves, you'd expect mid tower to start falling low, but it only took 400 damage so far.
Top lane, yeah, there's only a little bit of damage over here too, just because of the fact that Hiko was forced to make that rotation down to the bot lane to help try to keep the tower and his TV alive.
Yeah. Brewmaster gets the bottom tower as well now, so the map is starting to open up a little bit here, and still having the ulti available, might see them make a move somewhere else with the Brew, but you can also just see them farm and take it easy here. Don't stress too much, similar to what Infamous did in their Brew's point of view.
Yeah, Gyro just got called down too, so that gives them a lot of team fight if they want to try to make these moves with the Brewmaster and the Gyrocopter. In fact, Monty sees himself Nuages again. He's like, hey, friend, what you doing? Decides not to. Oh, no, he starts to change his mind a little bit. So let's be careful when he's nearby. No meta on him, though. And Hermit rejoining.
Yeah, it's just about controlling the area. Don't allow the Coddle to get away with either stacking or farming the jungle too much. And here we see exactly the move that I was expecting. Hermit moving towards mid lane, and we see Louis tipping in as well as Monty sitting behind. This tier 1 tower on mid is being threatened really hard right now.
Raja's bursting Monty still just over here on the side. I don't know. This looks pretty hard for them, although they'll go with the boat over onto Hermit. They can stun lock him, and he can't get that split off. Toss up into the air. He is dead. No split available. Plus a big ulti from Robo Z finishes off Nuages, so they're not going to be able to push him back using that Illuminate. Luis, he's a big tree, but Timbersaw can't quite cut him down just yet.
Yeah, you should be able to land your Timber Chain onto Tree and Protector.
That would be very
aim
funny.
straight for him.
Secret
And
agent.
dies.
Secret agent Treant Protector, technically working for the other team. It's not my fault, guys. It's in my nature. Double damage getting snapped up by Jeans. That feels good.
Yeah, the bolt is going to reveal an Observer Ward there, as they did have a Sentry as well. The ward is going to get taken down, and mid, even though they defended successfully there against the Brewmaster last time, we might see the tower still threatened. Brew is bottom though, not able to join the fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Double damage still being held on Mr. Jeans. Won't have the boat for another 18, so doesn't have that full potential, but does use the double damage, just trying to push him off. They don't want to lose this mid tower just yet.
Is under attack.
Yeah, almost saw a rupture on top there, but Timber Chain gonna get him out of the dangerous initiation there by Bloodseeker. Zeus even using a TP there, thinking you would join. And he did go Phylactery on Zeus, by the way, so
Okay.
his Q does tremendous damage now, and extra slow as well.
Is under attack.
Was what we expected to see, for sure. And they smoke up. 3-man smoke on the side of Qhali. Rather, 4-man smoke.
4-man, you can always join in, hop in later and join for the smoke.
Ooh, tried to use that Tumbler's toy to get up onto the high ground. Not quite making it, but
They don't want Najas. They're like, God damn it, stop being here, old man. You're not the kill we want. So they committed with 2 heroes onto him, but the real gank is still the Brewmaster and the Gyrocopter going behind.
They want Mini.
Yeah.
They really want Mini. So Nuages, again, he is dead, but it's not too much he can do when there's that hunting party going for you.
They didn't realize the unsmoke immediately there, so he is getting away.
He's still here, though. He's still here. He didn't notice it himself. Yeah, there's going to be the homing missile. They don't have the Zeus ultimate, though.
He killed the rockets.
Oh, they do. They have the Monif.
Some nice play there using the illusions, keeping himself safe, and he's not too bothered. Even with this rotation, Mini kept hitting creeps the entire time, you know, just going from camp to camp, and a lot of effort being put trying to shut him down. Meanwhile, you know, the rest of the map is being farmed up here by Timbersaw, the Kunkka, even the Caudal pushing out mid-wave as Kunkka is clearing some jungle.
How concerned are we the fact that they have not yet taken a tower at 14 minutes, especially when they have something like a Timbersaw?
I mean, it's probably fine for them because they don't really have a lineup that I expect to take too many towers. Yeah, you have the...
Toss back? Nah, he's out.
Yeah, Blink Dagger reveal there. Not gonna get them a kill. But yeah, they do finally get the tier 1 tower top taken down, but bigger thing I want to see from them is just team fighting around this BKB timing on Kunkka. He's so close to it. Oh no, he messed up.
Oh, again, the tumbler toy. They'll fall up with the boat, though. That little bit of the rumba, slow them down just a tiny bit. Silence and avalanche. Oh no, Nuages, he's just toast again. Mr. Jeans, he can't find any room with this many heroes just on top of him. They lose 2, and this game feels like it's starting to get a little out of control.
Oh, that was such a costly small move. He misclicked his Tumberstoy in the worst angle. Like, I think he tried to jump when there was a tree in front of how he tried to jump down, and then ended up not going down the ramp. And Tiny was there, able to toss him out of the situation, but he didn't have a target to aim for. If Nuages was just closer, he could maybe have saved the Kunkka.
I know I asked the question if he felt like this gyrocopter was a little bit of a waste, but considering that he is currently 1-1-4 with like hardly any items other than like a tranquil boot and now he's got the full veil, but
he has the veil,
really
but
been earning his keep as the support. It's really been paying off for them.
Yeah, I mean, Gyrocopter is a pretty stellar damage support if that's all you really want. The timing for him is going to be his shard. Once he gets that, the power spike is on and the rocket will be doing tremendous damage. We see the Wisdom Rune here, finally going to be claimed up as well for Qhali.
Oh, all right, they find Monty, the toss back to Hiko. Mr. James joining in. Gets the X off, they'll be able to pull him right back in and cut him down.
No way to save him there, really. So they don't overreact, though. They don't TP with a bunch of heroes. Just realize that that's going to be a support kill. Whatever, it probably won't lead to a big building falling, so... The move from Infamous here, though, to invade. I like the aggression. Playing aggressive as 4 kind of shields the TB.
They've got the Torrent, they've got the bow, they'll follow up the Avalanche, they've got to just burst them down fast enough, and they indeed have it, but the Rupture's going to get used over here on Hiko. It's already gone, use the pipe, it's going to just teleport away as long as they can't get him. Yeah, he's out to safety.
Not quite long enough range there on the Zeus. Yeah.
The Gaben voice line.
Oh, the pubs are just littered with Gaben voice lines right now. It's absolutely insane. I love them.
I'm still mad about that 90s like overlay. I'm like, man, I spent a lot of money to make my screen not look like a 90s computer.
I used it one game. I deleted it straight afterwards.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. The nostalgia idea is nice, but I don't think anybody really wants that.
Oh, it gave me a headache to play with, to be honest.
All right, smoke play, and they just run down mid. Mr. Jean's revealing himself just immediately as he hits that creep wave. Nice avalanche over onto 2, grabbing Robo Z and Luis. Gonna just timber chain forward. They cut down Luis instantly as now Hermit joining in. Does have the split. It's gonna opt to use it. Chasing over after Jupiter. Big ulti from Zeus. Will be able to clean up on that Tiny. And Mr. Jean's gonna spend a little bit of time in the air. Uses his BKB. Is gonna go for a boat over onto Robo Z. They want to get rid of the Zeus, and they'll be able to do it. As now Mini and Nuages making their way back over. Another rupture on Hiko. That's 2 ruptures in one fight. He's just gonna hang out here for a minute. Take some time. Think about his life.
I mean, Hiko not too bothered by these ruptures at all. The haste rune on Kunkka as well. Poor Monty trying to get out of this one, but not gonna be able to do so.
I think for a moment he was like, maybe I have a fighting chance if it's just 1v1 here. But then everybody else showed up and they're like, oh hell no.
Square up against me, Kunkka. A fair duel. And then Tiny blinks in out of nowhere, combos you. You're like, yeah, okay.
This is where they pause and they just go, whoa, whoa, what happened to our 1v1 fight? Where's the honor? Where's the dignity? Instead, they're saying, where's our pizza?
There's no honor in Dota. It's funny how, like, Duel, the ability that sounds like it should be a 1v1, is, like, the biggest gank ability in all of Dota, pretty much. It's always outnumbering the enemy.
Don't give them ideas. Now we're going to have the Ags has been swapped around with...
Oh, yes, the old Aghanims, the true 1v1. I loved it.
Yep.
The one where you duel until one of them die. That was the best Aghanims.
I just love the Reddit post, too, that was like, there's just this guy who keeps banging drums at me, and everyone's like, oh, Beastmaster or something? It's Legion Commander.
He forces me to play the drums.
Forces me to play the drums.
Yeah, that is a sad take.
Shard online now for Kunkka, so we're having a waterbender.
Yeah, the early shard rush is very common. It's one of the better shards in Dota for sure. It gives you so much utility in the team fight, as well as just extra damage. 250 damage on a 12-second cooldown, 75 mana cost. Like, that alone is good enough. Move
Not
towards
much
bottom
mana
here.
left over here on Timbersaw. It does feel like they're putting a lot of pressure down in this bottom area, having 3 heroes on the side of Qhali down here.
Yeah, they're putting pressure, but they don't really have the heroes to just run at a tower. Like, their team fight is great, but so far they've also been losing just to the Kunkka being so damn strong in the fights. Him having BKB early and his boat has just really solved their team fights.
Luis
They're going
going
fine.
for the punch, even using the overgrowth here with Hermit nearby, though. It's not like he's all alone, but I'm not sure if they have enough to burst down Hermit before he can get a split off, so it might not be worth the chase. Unless they can force it out and then just safely back off.
Avalanche
Leech
lands.
Seed, another Avalanche, a toss up into the air. Oh my god, all right. They definitely was worth it to get that burst kill.
Get an extra little takedown there. Luis is running around in the
Still
area
wants
here.
Jupiter.
He saw
That's
him.
what he started with, is he started with the Avalanche, the toss. Right back into Mr. Jeans.
Oh boy,
Says,
the full
don't you
combo.
dare pick on my Tiny.
Hold back nothing, just kill that poor tree. Destroys him, and this game has been a pretty quiet game for Mini so far. He died those 2 times early on Terrorblade, but with all the action that his team is putting on, with Hiko being 6-0-0, and with Kunkka also being such a dominant force in these early fights, Terrorblade is not really being contested anymore, and he's closing in on that BKB.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because Hiko is so close to getting this Aghanim Scepter on the Timbersaw, if you were feeling like impressed with the way that he's been playing. Because you said it was going to be a bit difficult, right?
Yeah, I think he's played a fantastic game of Timbersaw so far. His moves have been absolutely on point. I do think some of it comes down to, Qhali just kind of having disorganized focus on him, like rupturing him, but not really having people close enough to punish him, then rupture him again towards the end of the fight last time. It feels like they've struggled a lot, and now with that early Aghanims, it can provide you a lot of utility. He just has to be careful about using it when Brewmaster is around, because it can get dispelled by that Storm Panda.
Is under attack.
We talked about Mini just off farming. They've got a 4-man smoke going bottom. I do like the fact that we are seeing the BKB getting worked on this time around for Mini. The top forward though here from Jupiter, toss back over on Hermit, but immediately you'll see that split come out. Again, the rupture over on Hiko. He doesn't care too much. It doesn't feel super great, but they'll throw Mr. Jeans up into the air. He's going to be on the back leg now as Hiko just turns around, starts trying to chop through, but they've got the BKB on Kuka Hook, and now rupture is done. They do manage to hold Hiko into place. As
Terrorblade's
Mini
here.
joining into the
He's
fight,
arriving.
finding Hermit on the back lines, find Monty again. They've got the vision, as it looks like Lee's trying to get himself away here, but it's not looking like. Are they going to be able to get their hands on him? They have X up in just a second if they want to try to go for it, and indeed they do. They get the X off over onto Monty. The torrent coming into play. Another should do the trick, and tier 1 gets taken down. So a very value fight.
Value fight already, and I think they could go for a big payoff here as well if they wanted. They could go straight into the Roche as well. I'm surprised that we didn't see an early Thunder God's Wrath there in that fight. Was it on cooldown as the fight started? Because normally when you play Bloodseeker and Zeus, you want to see that combination. Like the moment the fight starts, you just pop the Zeus ulti, speed up the Bloodseeker, he can go in and actually just run people down. But I guess it must have been on cooldown as the fight started.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Wasn't able to check that ahead of time.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're not going to get too greedy here and go for Roche on Infamous, just happily building on the advantage that they have. The Terrorblade getting absolutely huge right now. And I mean, with the way that the Timbersaw is playing right now, it's such a lovely game for him.
Another greater healing loss. I always want to call them fairy fires, even though I know they're not. They just look so fairy-like, you know?
The Lotuses?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. RoboZ, do you know what's creeping your way, friend?
They're coming.
They are indeed. If that blink on Tiny and no vision on their side, that's a pretty scary position to be in as a lone Zeus.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be an early
Alright,
Tormentor.
really
He
nice.
pops the ulti, just safety ulti.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, you can use the ulti like that, but it's still 125 seconds cooldown. It's a pretty long CD, and you really want to have this for the team fights. So this just means that they will struggle to make any move to shut down the Terrorblade anytime soon.
Well, this is really nice for Qhali because they have themselves a free Agnum Shard for their gyrocopter. So
Oh yeah,
use that to his advantage. Save a little bit of gold. Always feels good when you're a support. Not that he's really hurting for gold this time around, but
yeah, considering he did go for the Glimmer Cape and didn't buy the shard earlier, I'm a little bit surprised, by the way. Normally, like pos 4 gyro, you buy shard ASAP. You want it on 15 minutes almost. Like you want to have the gold saved up because the damage is so massive. But going for that Veil and Glimmer, only getting the shard now at 24 minutes, I think you miss your power spike a little bit. As of course the damage from the Rocket Barrage will kind of fall off as the game goes on.
Dire's top
have the Agnum Scepter now picked up for Kunkka. So we have the full Waterbender Sea Captain on Mr. Jeans. Gonna have the Torrent Storm and the Tidal Wave. And the pressure is on here top. And that's another nice thing about having this treant is that when you go for a tower, you kind of have to full commit to get it done, or else this living armor just going to heal it right back up again. And that looks like they'll make what looks to be a trade down here in the bottom lane.
is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, at least they have the living armor to delay things, but they're not strong enough to fight into all the stuff that Infamous has. So the tier 2 tower does get taken down, and meanwhile, they couldn't really get something done either. They don't want to commit for a big fight bottom. So they're kind of just falling into this this lull of going late game, and I don't think that's really what you want on the side of Qhali, as Infamous have, in my opinion, a clear advantage if the game extends.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like they're gonna go for the Roche. They're in a good position to take it. And they realize, all right, we just took the tier 2. We're feeling strong at this moment. Let's get ourselves some more advantage.
Yeah, I guess Aegis come over here. We'll probably see them take it on Terrorblade, though. Even the first Aegis here, as Kunkka is just so survivable, doesn't really need it for himself. And same can be said for Timbersaw, so that's gonna give them the option to go high ground with the meta.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, they go through the gate and they show Minnie trying to bait him.
Radiant are scared.
Yeah, can just use the illusions to push out the lanes, so all the heroes can just run and chase after Qhali, who are trying to get the lanes fixed. But look at mid. This is where they want to catch Treant or Brewmaster.
They want this brew. They absolutely want this brew. X into place. Gets the split off. Luis hiding over here on the side. Gonna be able to just go teleport away. But they forced out the split, not in the way that I think Qhali wants to use it. So that means that the next fight's gonna be a little bit easier for them.
Yeah, I guess he has the shard already as well on the Brewmaster, so he's gonna be able to jump to Storm Panda here.
I mean, they see him right here. They've got to cancel out the TP, though. That's the issue.
They don't have any.
Don't have it.
No stuns on these three heroes, so Tiny was too far away, and Kunkka was also dealing with midwave. But that's no Brew ulti now. It just feels like Qhali are not getting the value out of their massive team fight drafts. All these big 5v5 spells that they drafted, they're not able to use them in the way that they would want at all.
Middle tower is under attack.
Well, it feels like this time Infamous has been putting down the aggression. which was very much needed, I feel, after game number 2, where they kind of got a little bit too, I won't say lazy, but just more comfortable, just too comfortable. They didn't really group up and push when they could have. Instead, had like those couple little pickoffs coming out from Qhali.
Yeah, Infamous just doing a really good job utilizing the Timber Saw to the maximum, right? Having that early Octarine core now as well, his damage output is just shooting up even higher and even harder to burst.
10k net worth lead at 28 minutes, and things feel very, very good for Infamous. What do we need to start seeing come out from the side of Qhali here?
The timing basically that they're waiting for is the Aghanim Scepter on the Bloodseeker. They need his Aghanim Scepter. They already have the Ags on the Zeus, so he has a good amount of damage as well.
Oh, Luis. The jump in. Are they gonna try to do anything with this? No, they might just give him up.
Yeah, there's no way. They are patiently waiting for the barrier on Bloodseeker, and also the Aghanims is going to be able to do a good amount of AoE damage against stuff like the TP. But though they're going to force
the X over onto Kuka Hook. Whoa, just push them back, as there's the follow-up now from Jupiter, but they don't have any way to go and cancel out that TP when he's BKB'd. So they do force out the BKB. That still feels very good, honestly. They've got an Aegis on Terrorblade. They forced out BKB. Split is back up now on the Brewmaster, but the BKB is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, Infamous are doing a fantastic job. Just keep pushing and forcing as much as they can here, be it ulti cooldowns or BKBs like this, making Qhali never really have all their tools at their disposal for a fight. And with 2 minutes on Aegis, we might see a Terrorblade want to go up on high ground.
Another X over onto Monty. Go for the avalanche, the wave, but...
Yeah, he got the backwards wave. It can happen if you use the shard on Kunkka right at the edge. It can actually push the opponent to safety instead of pulling them in. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a thing.
Good guy Kunkka, you know, he's like, ah, it made you look. He seems like a trickster sort of hero, right?
Yeah. I guess he has 4-step as well in the gyro, so it was 4-step, I suppose, this time. But it can also be that you push your opponent back. Kunkka working on a Hex. Full control build is coming up, and that means we're going to have that late game refresher as well. You were talking about your FPS during last game, the Kunkka like water park. Oh, Jupiter? That's the 4-step to safety here.
They do have the Ags online now for the Bloodseeker too, so this fight could go a bit differently, depending on if they're able to get a pick off, right? I feel like that's a big question mark. Here's Qhali gets dragged back. Again, good force staff though, will prevent him from going down, and maybe use the Torrent Storm, but not quite in position to make that work.
That's gonna put some ultis on cooldown, and looks like they're not gonna get too much bottom though.
Open up with the Thundergas Wrath, and they've seen Nuages here. Now just trying to survive, not going to be able to, but they do manage to get Luis. Hiko in the middle of everyone. He's taking a lot of damage. See Robozy dancing around over on the backlines. Hiko's going to get a rocket to the face. He will end up dying. Now Mr. G's forced to pop the BKB. He's going to try to run away. He does have Mini nearby, but this is not the fight I think they want to take, as Mini's going to get thrown up into the air. Mr. Jeans just slowly but surely gets ripped down. BKB coming out from Mini, and that's going to be the Aegis getting reclaimed, as he's going to chase after Robo-Z and try to put as much damage as he can. He might be able to get Hermit here, but there still is Monty nearby, so he's got to be a bit careful. Jupiter also just standing off to the side thinking, okay, maybe we can get an advantageous grab perhaps, but...
What a fight by Qhali. They were so far behind, they turned things around hard there, and a lot of this, I want to say, comes back to that false sense of security. Going Aghanims on Timbersaw, you think that you're unkillable, you are not. Brewmaster just used ulti, dispelled that Aghanims, the shield is gone, and then Timbersaw was actually very killable. Dies immediately there to Bloodseeker just running up and right-clicking him. He did not expect that to happen, and this is where 4,200 gold can be completely useless in a situation like that. So... I'm not a huge fan of the Aghanims when you know that the enemy have a Dispel already on their team.
Okay.
It's very much a timing thing. Normally you buy Aghanims if you think, oh, they can't buy an early Nullifier or Yule Scepter or whatever. You know, they don't have a way to stop me. But they really do. Built into the team already. the Zeus. Disassembling his Kaya and Sanj to get the E-Blade as well. So gets both a little bit of safety for himself against a possible Terrorblade right click, but also adds to that magical burst that they have now. So they have the Veil on Gyro, they have the E-Blade over on the Zeus. Two of them can do a ton of damage together.
That's quite a lot of damage. They've also got a Satanic now over on Mini, so as long as he's able to hit something, might have even more survivability, depending on how badly he gets burst down, right?
Yeah, that's true. He will, you know, stand his ground. And he did stand his ground really well in the last fight. He was the only one who was able to stay alive there and, you know, not get run down with a good use of the Sunder as well. So he's going to power spike pretty hard, but he didn't go for Eye of Skadi though. He went for Daedalus and Satanic, which is, you know, great damage output and survivability, but he doesn't have that slow. We saw Bloodseeker just run away from him in the last fight. I think not having the Skadi for some slow could come back to haunt him a little bit. There's also quite a bit of healing over on the side of Qhali with the Bloodseeker, the Treant as well. Even Mech and Vessel on the team as well, on Brewmaster.
So would you rather see the Scotty instead of the Splink Dagger he's got queued?
I think you need to have the Skadi. Which item you sacrifice for it is the trickier. I think you probably go Skadi instead of the Daedalus if you want the Satanic, which I agree, the Satanic is great here, but I just think Skadi needs to be one of his items right now.
Qhali creeping their way towards this Roche pit. He is going to be moving upwards soon. They're going to do a little bit of scouting, see if they can find anything.
It's looking to be a pretty early spawn as well, as we see Tormentor might get stolen here. Mini sticking around the area. Noarias, they come in with Jupiter, and they're going to be able to take this Tormentor.
I mean, with no one showing, too. All right. Raja is going to get himself the recall, which will be super useful, especially if Mini wants to continue farming, just being able to get pulled into these fights. He'll put a little pressure here on top. It's going to be 6 seconds until nightfall.
This Terrorblade is on your high ground. Someone has to defend. Something has to happen here.
And they sent Luis. Just trying to scare him off a little bit, but RoboZ's also here. Just trying to do a little bit of the nuke, but he's got the Satanic, so he's going to be able to just heal right back up again. Plus, with this Caudal throwing out heals, put that Terrorblade up into the air for a moment.
Oh, the Aghanims on Brewmaster is so good in this game. Having the lift and dispel all the time. Able to do a ton of damage to the illusions. Doesn't one-shot them, but 2,000 damage, pretty good, just with dispel.
Okay, we've got the Lotus Orb now over on Timber. We've got the Blink on the Terrorblade, and we have the Gem pick up soon, I think, for Nuages. I think it's making its way over, but...
Yeah, and they're all going towards the Roche pits. Both teams smoking over. Roche is already up.
Someone's got to go home and deal with this, right? Like, I mean, they do have the Treant, but they have to know something's up. Like, no one's showing up. Everybody's
so
making their way over.
Yeah, it's so
Positioning
awkward.
is key here. Double damager and spawn top, too. They didn't see that. That would have been very advantageous.
You wish he had travels on the Zeus, and he uses the ulti to reveal, but that means he doesn't have it for the fight. They can heal up, just regenerate.
And they
Actually,
know
they
the
were still
fight's
smoked,
coming
so.
to them. They absolutely know. Luis is going to go pop. They've got the little bit of information. Trying to illuminate the jump forward here from Jupiter. He's got the Lotus Orb. They go and drop the Overgrowth. Thrown up into the air, Mr. Jeans. He's silenced. He's waiting patiently. Is over onto the back line. Minnie's just like hanging out with the creeps. Not sure what's going on there. Monty getting tossed around by Mr. Jeans. They'll finish up Louise. They go and they have the Metamorphosis. They don't want to be here anymore. RoboZ, he's already teleporting away. He does not want to be here. So the rest of the team, they'll turn their attention now to Hermit. They want to get rid of this Brewmaster, and everybody's just running away. Look at this. Jupiter in position, waiting for him to just come right back over.
It's only the Earth Panda. He can end it whenever he wants.
One Panda alone against the world, and there's just too many heroes, too much damage. They're going to be able to slowly but surely chip away at Hermit and get themselves a victory. And with that, honestly, like, they want the Roche, but they could just keep going right now.
Yeah, go towards the high ground. They have that swift blink as well, and TV just gotta blink up here and do a ton of damage immediately. And nobody's really ready to defend this. This may just be the end of their racks, honestly. The top is definitely gonna fall. Question is, are they gonna stick around in the base, or do they fall back for Roche?
I feel like with the Brewmaster not having ultimate, that's a pretty huge advantage for them, as Monty, ooh, that was very, very ballsy, my friend. They have dust. They'll be able to see you as they found themselves Louise over here. They'll cut down yet another tree. Monty's going to get sliced through. And yeah, I think they're going to stick around now for sure.
Yeah,
They'll buy
Rupture.
back on the gyrocopter. They take down the Nimbus. They're not afraid of it. He's got that flamethrower. They don't have the metamorphosis. That's the one thing that is really going for Qhali right now. But they get to pick up the lift over onto Monty. He's turning into a little pig. They cut him down. Robozy just continuing to spam out the lightning, but it's just too scary to get too close, especially when you've got Jupiter just with these tossbacks.
They're just getting too close when they don't have everyone around. They don't have abilities. I think they should just have let top go. Now they're going to pay the
It's
price.
a little bit ballsy, but the X drags him back again. Mini just continuing to stay here along with Hiko. He's got that Lotus Orb, the flamethrower doing a decent amount of damage. They won't have the split for another 18 seconds. I think you just take this other Rax, and then maybe, you know, if you want to play it safe, you could probably back off, unless you get another pick-off, and it's looking like they found that pick-off here on Hermit. He doesn't have for another 8 seconds for that split. He's waiting patiently. He's trying, going
Rupture
and
in 2
using the
seconds.
BKB, going for the overgrowth. Mr. Jeans, he's being held into place. He needs more heals. He needs to try to stay alive, and he's just going to get blown up by Robozy. They're down now. One Kunkka. Mini, though, he still has a Sunder. He blinks forward. He's trying to blow up Robozy. He'll get Louise instead. Wants to get a little bit more here. Is he going to be able to do it as another toss back coming out from Jupiter? He is everywhere. They get the kill on Kukahook, and I'm not sure if they're going to leave now. They call GG.
Yeah.
What a turnaround from Infamous.
Everything just falling apart here. They tried to take the fight too early. I think the fact that they attempted to defend the top racks at all there cost them their entire base.